Good evening to you all. This is MemphisWeather.net meteorologist Eric Procius, recording this shortly before 7 p.m. on Tuesday night, February 15th, and decided to use a video format tonight to bring you a forecast discussion for the next couple of days. We've got some really nice weather for today and yesterday as we've warmed up. Finally have gotten out of the cold air that was brought us that winter storm just about 10 days or almost 2 weeks ago now, and all the power has been restored, and now we are looking to the next inclement weather system to move through that could threaten that power once again, unfortunately. So let's dive into it and take a look at what we're expecting as we go in. So starting with tomorrow, it will be a dry day tomorrow. It's going to be quite warm. We'll be back up near 70 degrees again tomorrow, but we are looking at strong winds expected during the day tomorrow and again on Thursday. Those winds tomorrow could gust up to 30 miles per hour out of the south, and that will definitely be noticed as the temperatures will warm accordingly, but we will also have quite gusty winds. A wind advisory has been issued for Wednesday. And then as we head into Thursday, Wednesday night into Thursday, we will start to see some storms move in, and the non-thunderstorm winds outside of any precipitation or thunderstorms could reach 40 miles per hour on Thursday as a very potent system moves into the area. Those non-thunderstorm winds could cause us some problems as we see the loose branches and so forth from the ice storm starting to break loose. Scattered thunderstorms are then expected as we head into Thursday morning as a frontal system approaches from our west. Very strong upper level system as well associated with this. So we will start to see a few thunderstorms around Thursday morning. And then a broken line of storms expected early to mid-afternoon hours, and those are the ones that we're going to be watching out for the potential for a few of those possibly being severe. Now, the main severe weather threats during that time frame, midday or mid-afternoon on Thursday, will be damaging winds. We'll already have wind gusts approaching 40 miles an hour, and if we get some storms, that will tend to throw down some even stronger winds, and so we could see some damaging winds of 50 to 60 miles an hour in some isolated storms. We'll also see the possibility for some localized flooding. Some heavy rainfall is expected on Thursday, and we cannot rule out the chance of an isolated spin-up tornado as well on Thursday afternoon. I think that threat is pretty low, but it is not worth glossing over. And then after the system moves out, we will see temperatures plummet on Thursday night heading into Friday morning. After a few days near 70 degrees, we're going to see wind chills in the teens when you wake up Friday morning. And that will definitely be noticeable as well. So let's take a look at the severe weather threat then, specifically then for Thursday. Scattered severe storms are possible, mainly during the mid-morning to mid-afternoon hours. I think right here in the metro, we're looking at most likely probably between about noon and 4 o'clock. We can narrow that down maybe a little bit more as we get a little bit closer, but for now I would expect the afternoon hours will be the biggest threat. We are in a slight risk of severe weather. That's a level 2 out of 5. We've actually been in that slight risk for about 3 days now. The Storm Prediction Center has been tracking this for several days, making slight adjustments to that area, but right now we remain in a slight risk. That strong front will move through ahead of it, a potent upper level system, and that will bring some potential for damaging wind gusts primarily in that early afternoon time frame. I do think that right now, if I had to pick an area where I thought the risk was higher for severe weather within this large slight risk area, I think that could be in the North Mississippi area. So North Mississippi and east of Memphis over towards the Tennessee River and southwest Tennessee, I think have the highest risk. I would not be surprised if that area gets upgraded either tomorrow or early Thursday morning. But for right now, we are all in a slight level 2 risk. You need to make sure that you are staying aware of the weather for the next 48 hours. I do expect forecast details to change some, and we will relay those as soon as we know that information. Between now and then, anything that's still loose outside, loose objects, make sure that you got that stuff secured. Have multiple ways of receiving warnings as we head into the day on Thursday as well. We're going to take a loop through from the high-res NAM model, which shows us forecast radar out between, this loop starts I've got 6 p.m. Wednesday to 6 p.m. Thursday. It actually is midnight Wednesday night to midnight Thursday. That's my fault. But you see that we start off with, as this loop goes through again, Scattered showers overnight on Wednesday night. Those increase as we get into the morning hours. There could be some thunderstorms around during the rush hour to early mid-morning hours on Thursday. And then you saw right near the end of that, it's basically between about noon and 4 o'clock, we see a little bit more organized activity moving in from the west. So here comes that line right ahead of the front across Arkansas, moving through the metro, kind of as several little broken lines moving through. So not exactly sure how this will play out, but I think the timing is pretty decent. So we're definitely going to be looking for the possibility if some of those lines do form, or if a line forms, of damaging wind being the primary threat. This is the European model, the maximum forecast wind gusts between now and 6 p.m. Thursday. Remember, we've got about gusts to 30, 35 miles an hour, so Wednesday, maybe up to 40 miles an hour on Thursday, but in those storms, it is picking up on the possibility of higher winds, and those oranges are around 50 miles an hour, and it is not going to pick up on the highest winds that might occur in individual thunderstorms. So I think this gives us an overall ballpark that we need to be watching out for the possibility of these strong winds up to 40 to 50 miles an hour across the area on Thursday. Forecast rainfall for the entire event. This is once again the European model and is showing us anywhere in the 1 to 2 inch range. I think that's a pretty good bet. Probably get pretty good rain off and on throughout the morning, even starting Wednesday night after midnight, and then ending by the time we get to rush hour on Thursday, putting down totals somewhere around 1 to 2 inches. Make sure that you are aware of your risk for severe weather. This is a slight risk. Scattered severe storms are possible. This is a Thursday risk, not a Wednesday risk, but most likely strong damaging wind gusts. We could see a little bit of small hail. I think that's a pretty low threat. And if we get enough heating and some organized storms that can kind of tap into the lowest levels of the atmosphere, a couple of those short lines of storms could start to spin up an isolated tornado. We're definitely going to keep an eye on that. So to summarize then, we have windy conditions Wednesday and Thursday. That could result in additional tree limb damage and some scattered power outages. We're not looking at a widespread, massive power outage event, but there are a lot of loose branches still hanging on in the trees. This wind could be what pulls those down, and that could take out some additional lines. So you want to definitely keep that in mind. Scattered thunderstorms Thursday morning, and then that broken line or lines early to mid-afternoon. A few of those could be severe. And as those storms move out by Thursday rush hour, PM rush hour, temperatures will plummet. We will see a very cold morning on Friday. Low temperatures below freezing with winds gusting up to about 25 miles an hour Friday morning. And only looking for highs around the mid-40s on Friday, but we'll warm up fairly quickly as we go into the weekend. Sunshine Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Highs will get back into the 60s by Sunday. And then it looks like we're headed for more chances of rain as we start next week. We want you to make sure that you're following along for the latest. You can get us on Facebook and Twitter. We're MemphisWeather1. You can also download our app. It's app.MemphisWeather.net. That is now a free app. Feel free to go and download that for the latest. You can follow our tweets on there without being on Twitter. You got radar and the forecast and everything right there in your palm of your hand. So I want everybody to stay safe, be aware of the possibility for some additional power outages, and just keep your eyes to the sky and tuned in on Thursday as we watch this line come through. Everyone stay safe and have a great day.